What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City transfer update. Update number 3 on our transfer updates. As of Monday, we're going to be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates, so if you are interested, don't forget to subscribe, notifications on. Well, all being said and done, we're going to get through what's been happening over the last couple of days in terms of Manchester City and transfer news. So we've had a few bits of stories with the ins. First up, Sky Sports News have been reporting that Man City are now in advanced talks. That, by the way, isn't a lot of progress. It's just what Sky Sports like to put to try and get their clicks, to try and get more people to view their story, when in actual fact there isn't a lot different from my last transfer update. But we're apparently in advanced talks. Was a little bit of interesting news in that article, though. Apparently it's going to be a 5-year deal for Jorginho, apparently £80,000 a week, which I don't think is too bad for a player on a 5-year deal with someone whose quality as what Jorginho is going to offer Manchester City. Apparently there's just a little stumbling point. Napoli want around £44 million. Man City's latest offer is around £40 million, so there's a £4 million difference, with personal terms apparently being agreed. The agents flew to Manchester to meet with Manchester City, apparently. Some were saying London, some were saying Manchester, by the way, where he's flew to. Apparently these meetings will be taking place, so imagine a deal might be struck some point next week. We might even have it announced by the end of next week, which leads us on to our next story, which was the Daily Star were reporting that Man City at the end of next week are going to be announcing a £100 million double swoop for Jorginho and Riyad Mahrez. I don't have any further updates at the moment on Riyad Mahrez, unfortunately, but apparently Daily Star, they're saying them two deals are going to be completed. Apparently they're at an advanced stage now, these Mahrez talks, fee around £60 million, 10 to £15 million in add-ons. Again, it could be announced next week. Jorginho is on international duty at the moment. That's not scheduled to end, I think, until later on next week. So maybe end of next week it'll be announced. In my opinion, I reckon it may well be the week after, just before the World Cup. I imagine Man City will probably want all their signings done. Their two signings, which is Mahrez and Jorginho, done before the World Cup. Not because they're going to the World Cup, but I imagine that once the World Cup and the teams start to get knocked out and team players are starting to report back from international duty, it'll be nice to have a couple of quality players already at the squad, and we're going to have a full pre-season with a full squad. Perfect. And leading on from full squads, apparently Man City, with Jorginho and Mahrez added to their team, are going to have their full, complete 21 foreign players. Their allocation will be ticked off. That will be done. Gabriel Jesus won't be included in that because he isn't 21. He hasn't turned... It basically he's 21 on January 1st, which means he can be classed as under 21 and doesn't have to be registered for that. He will, however, have to be registered next season, so we'll have to get rid of maybe 1 or 2 foreign players. I'm just running along the lines of I think Man City may well get rid of 1 or 2 of them players on that list this season. It allows them a space next season for Gabriel Jesus. It also allows them a space for any signings in January. So I imagine that we might see 1 or 2 of our squad players leave too. I'm leading along the lines of possibly Zinchenko, possibly Claudio Bravo, because apparently, Angus Gunn is thinking about staying at Manchester City, which I think is good news. I'd love to see him do a season at Man City, see how he performs, get himself the FA Cup, the League Cup with Man City, the odd Champions League game, and obviously Ederson picked up any injuries, he's going to pick up Premier League experience too. World-class training facilities. I think that Angus Gunn for a season would be fantastic at Manchester City. We'll be able to see the best of him. For him to progress in his career, he'd then have to leave after a season, but we could get ourselves a little conveyor belt of youngsters being promoted. We've got Grimshaw, etc., that could take the place as the backup goalkeeper, and then just when they want first team football, just move them along, and we'll just have this conveyor belt forever going on and on, rather than paying an expensive wage on international football players to sit on our bench, which I think is a waste. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments of that. So that might be happening. We'll move on to the outs now. Apparently Joe Hart, speaking of goalkeepers, Joe Hart, he's rejected that move. I reported in the last transfer update that Sporting Lisbon were chasing after him. Apparently Joe Hart's going to reject that over issues over wage. Joe Hart's demands 100k plus per week. Now, if Joe Hart wants to move and he wants first team football, he's going to have to lower that wage demand. Otherwise, only the big clubs are going to be able to afford his wage. Apart from Manchester United, I don't think there's been interest from any club that can probably afford £100,000 a week. And for the amount of errors that Joe Hart's made, couldn't even force his way into West Ham's team. I'm just wondering why he's demanding 100k a week. Who's going to pay that? What a waste. What a waste. He needs to lower his wage demand if he wants to succeed and he wants to be the #1 goalkeeper. It sounds to me like he's just chucked away a fantastic opportunity to get himself out of the limelight, go and play for a top club in Portugal and have himself European football consistently season after season and be able to get better and better and learn new philosophies, new styles and stuff like that. It sounds like he's going to chuck that away. I think that's a complete waste, my opinion. Jason Denayer got a little bit of an update this time. We didn't have anything last time, but apparently, along with Galatasaray, Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid have joined the race for him, so there's competition for his signature. Again, I don't know if this is going to be a loan deal or whether it's be a permanent deal. I've got my fingers crossed that we're going to get some permanent deals for these players. Sick of sending Joe Hart and Denayer out on loan and not getting anything. It's a waste. Progress their careers to be left permanently. I'm sure they want permanent deals, so I'd like Man City to be, while they've improved a lot on their ins and negotiations, I'd like them to improve a lot on their outgoings and negotiations and getting fees, rather than just bringing these players back season after season and just loaning them out season after season until they're out of contract, running them down, paying them basically nothing to do nothing. It's a waste, really is a waste. Paying them money, I mean, not paying them nothing, but we're paying them money to do nothing and to go and sit on West Ham's bench, for example. It's a waste, really is, from both points of views. And last but not least, we have an update on Angelino. Now, PSV, they thought they were closing in on Angelino, that £4.4 million deal. Apparently now Man City want closer to £8 million. Man City have valued Angelino at a similar amount to what they've valued Pablo Maffeo at. They've got the £8 million plus for him from Stuttgart. They want it from PSV. They'll want their sell-on fee put on there. So there's a big stumbling block in terms of fees, because that's near enough double that £4.4 million that PSV wanted to pay. Whether that's going to stall the move or fall through a loan move instead and fall through a new contract for Angelino at Man City, where his value will probably shoot up, particularly if he has a successful season on loan at PSV next season. We'll have to wait and see there, so we'll have to give you a further update on Monday. Hopefully I will have an update then. I've got no contracted news, so no news on Phil Foden or Fabian Delph's potential contract. Apparently that's closing in, particularly that Phil Foden one, so I'll keep my eye out for that one, and hopefully again we'll have something to report on Monday. Like I said though, daily transfer videos, they'll be up on Monday for Man City, so if you are interested, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You can go check out my social media. I'll keep you all up to date on Twitter with my retweets and things that are happening, not just at Man City but elsewhere around Europe. You can go check out my Twitter, follow me on there. Link to my Instagram, that's also in the description below. You can go check out my partner channel, Mixid, doing mixology drinks run by my brother and me. You can go check that out. I'll leave a link to that at the end of the video, along with my second channel doing gaming videos, and go check that out. Like and subscribe over there, and I'll see you all again probably tomorrow. We'll have an England preview for the World Cup, because I'll be running World Cup previews and reviews for England alongside my daily transfer videos. We'll have them every single day. Keep an eye out for that one. That's up Monday. I'll see you all then. So it's been JSGC. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Peace. Ciao for now.